Hi, and welcome for the first time, but certainly not the last, to Of Tender Things. I'm Lindsay. For those of you who don't know, I'm assuming most of you that are here know who I am. But if you stumbled over to my corner of the internet and you don't know who I am, my name's Lindsay. And I appreciate you being here. I guess I just wanted to, before we get into the full vlog, I wanted to just take a second to frame context for where I'm at in my process. I have been sort of going on a journey this year of realization that I wanted to be more creative. I am someone who's always been creative. I've always been documenting. I've always been taking photos. I have a camera roll full of all of my experiences and travels and things that I've had the opportunity to do, but I'm never sharing them. And that's for a lot of reasons. One of them being just fear around expressing myself. And I think at some point I just sort of let the fear grow to a point where I just kind of stopped feeling comfortable sharing a lot of anything with the world, and worried about what people would think of me, worried about a variety of things. So I've kind of come to a place where I can't continue to let the fear win. For my mental health, for my overall well-being. I don't want to look back when I'm 60, 70, 80 and be like, what if I had just tried to do those creative things that I've always enjoyed and always loved? I think that's the first big part of this. Someone who have always been documenting and always loved it. And I think it would be really cool to be able to look back when my friends' kids are older and they can go to this place and see a lot of the experiences we were having, things that I was doing. And I also think it would be cool for me to be able to have, a place where I can look back on my life and lived experiences. I am so fortunate to be able to live such a cool life. I think I owe it to my ancestors, people who fought and advocated for me to be able to live this life, to enjoy it and to cherish it. Part of that for me just looks like documentation and showing up. And being in this space with me, you will probably get a lot of things. You'll see a lot of things. I am somebody who has always been interested in art, interested in fashion, interested in music, TV, film, but hadn't been creating for myself. So in this space, you all are going to get to go with me on the journey as I learn what that looks like in this season of life. Whether that be fashion, music, just creating these vlogs. I don't really know what all of it looks like. I don't know exactly what Of Tender Things is yet. But I think there's beauty in figuring it out as I go. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Figuring it out as I go and bringing you guys along with me while I do it. I don't know if you want to watch me fumble through learning how to do different things, then come along and enjoy. This first vlog is reflections from my time back home. As I sort of just started to embark on this journey, I had a trip planned to go back home to celebrate a dear friend's engagement. It was just so interesting for me to be back home and in the place where a lot of these aspects of who I am now took root or formed, and to feel a lot of healing and positive energy in a space that sometimes used to feel stifling. It was a really, really cool experience. So I thought it was a good place to, start this journey. So that's what we're getting into in this vlog today. Aside from that, I'm just going with the flow and I'm excited. I have had a lot of fun taking videos and documenting. I've been documenting things since, well, really forever, but with the intention of putting them in vlog style format since April. You'll probably be seeing some shorts and clips from that, as we go forward. I have committed to myself to do one creative thing a week for myself, at least, as I'm trying to get into being more intentional about creativity and calling in creativity into my life again. And that may look like a variety of different things because, my interests lie in a variety of different places. So, yeah, I'm excited for you guys to come along with me as I figure out what that looks like, where I'm going to go, what I'm going to do, all the things. That's all I got. Just wanted to frame this and give you guys some context for what we're doing here. I feel like I kind of did, kind of didn't. I like it that way. I don't know. We're just going to figure it out together. So thanks and enjoy. Morning. I have an extremely busy work day today, so I don't have much time to just sit and chat as I would like. But I feel like I haven't really talked much to the vlog, and I think that's for a variety of reasons. I have just been so under it with work. There's a crazy thing I'm doing right now at work, and it's just quite frankly been making me exhausted. Because of that, I haven't been too present, but it's always important to be present. So I am crazy busy today. I am actually flying out tomorrow to my hometown, Cincinnati, Ohio, for my friend's engagement. So she has no idea that this is happening. And by the time anyone sees this, she will be well engaged and very much in the loop, obviously. But I am so excited. It's so interesting. This is a season of love and a lot of my friends bringing so much light and abundance into the world and into their next phases of life. I have a really close friend who just recently had a baby, and then obviously with my friend Madeline who got married, and now my friend Kelsey is getting engaged. It's just a really cool time. It's a really cool season to be able to celebrate everyone and to be able to be in everyone's corner and show up for folks is a blessing. And I'm grateful that I am able to be there for, at least some of these moments. But I'm just also so happy for Kels. She and her partner are two of my favorite people in the world. And I am just so excited to see the journey that they go on together, because the journey they've been on at present and just been so awesome to witness. It's the first time that I've really seen her at peace in a relationship and really just knowing that she's safe and she's secure and that she's got somebody who's really got her back. So all that to say, I have a lot of work to do before that flight tomorrow. And I don't know why I always do this to myself, but I always book a flight for 5 a.m. Which is what I did in this situation. So I rented a car, and I'm actually viewing this time home as a mini staycation, because I'll be at the house by myself for the weekend and I'll have a minute to sort of just reset and recuperate. And I was kind of thinking that I needed a break and a separate moment by myself, just a solo travel moment anyway. I get to see some great friends. So I'm actually really pumped for this trip and think it's going to be really good. But before I get there, I've got to get through this work week and get all this stuff done. That's all the time I have. And I'm going to get into packing, because if you know me, you know I pack at the last minute.
Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Millions of Americans have the diagnosis and are treated with stimulant.
Fucking made it, y'all. Made it through the day. Also, yeah, I am absolutely sucking out a blow pop. My mama brought these with her when she came to visit last week and left them. So now I've been taking them down. But now I'm going to hang out with Jordan for a little bit before I leave town, because I'm gonna be gone for a week. And we're gonna have dinner. We're gonna pack my stuff, because I always take forever to pack. I get packing anxiety randomly. Like I unpack everything, I repack it, it's fine. Of course, the day before, the night before, hours before, because that's how I do. And I'm gonna fly out at 5 fucking a.m. So I'll be at the airport at like 3:30. So that part I'm not so excited about. But everything else, I'm pumped for. So can't wait. Whew. It was a long little travel morning. It's so dark in here. But I made it. I'm in Cincinnati, so I'm super pumped about this weekend. Kels, I'm coming for you. I can't wait to party it up with you and Logan and everyone else and celebrate your engagement. You still don't know about, and that has me gagged. But yeah, I'm dying trying to avoid sending messages to her because I know I'll just ruin it. I'm super pumped to be here and so grateful and happy to be able to be included and to be able to show up for her and for both of them. But right now, it is super fucking hot in this car. And quite frankly, I feel like I'm gonna die. So I am about to get out of this fucking parking garage. And once I do that, first step, matcha. So I've looked up some new little spots that I have never been that are supposed to be the best matcha spots in town. So we're gonna hit them up and test them out.
Okay, so after how I'm feeling now, we're emerging from the pandemic. It's 2022.
And I don't know this for sure. She's never explicitly said this. I've never asked about it, but it does feel to me that there's the thing of like not wanting to alienate fans, so like, you know, positioning it as kind of like a concept thing. Right. But, you know, the thing is
Boundary that she's not going to cross with herself about that, because if she wanted to make
maybe a couple of other songs on.
Okay, we made it to Oakley, to where the coffee shop is. I decided I'm gonna take my stuff in. It's a beautiful day in Cincy, so I decided I'm gonna take my stuff in to the coffee shop instead of just getting my matcha and rolling. I might just sit for a while, get some work done, and just kind of enjoy and chill for a sec. To my family home. It feels so nice to be back, being able to come back here. Always regrounds me. It makes me feel a lot more at peace. Like the second I got to the house, walked through the door, was pulling into the neighborhood, I immediately felt a little bit better. It's so like beautiful and green outside where I live. So it's always just really nice. I'm very fortunate and grateful for that. But now it's gonna be a quick turnaround. So I just got to the house, but I made a reservation to eat at one of my favorite restaurants here in Cincinnati tonight. Little solo endeavor. I'm really excited to just sit by myself after the flight and just eat dinner. Because I gotta move so fast, I don't know that I'm gonna film too much of that, but I'll see y'all back at the restaurant for sure. I'll film the eats because it's gonna bust down. The restaurant that we're going to is called Nolia. It's one of my favorite places in general. Like, of all the places I've eaten all over the world, one of my favorite restaurants. Funny because I called my mom and told her that I got a reservation and she was like, I haven't been back there since we went the last time because it's so hard to get a reservation. Like, how did you pull that off? And I guess the trick is to go by yourself. So I'm super pumped, especially considering it's so hard to get in these days. I'm glad more people have found out about them and are keeping them opened because they are phenomenal. I didn't even look at the menu because I know they do a lot of seasonal stuff. I didn't even look at the menu. I'm just gonna go and be surprised. So I can't wait. But in order to eat the food, I have to get there on time. So I'm gonna go. Oh, you're good. Hi. Good morning. So, today's the day. Today is the day that my sweet friend Kelsey is getting engaged, and I was just having a moment, reflecting and just thinking about like her journey and her and Logan's relationship. And I was just thinking about like the morning that Logan called me and told me that he was going to propose to Kels. And just, I remember feeling like, yeah, of course you are. Because first of all, Kelsey kicks ass. She's awesome. But also, like, they're so good together. And it makes so much sense to me for them to be stepping into this next phase of their life together. And I think, like, I don't have any of those, like, nervous feelings of, like, oh, is it gonna be? Is it gonna work? How is it? I don't feel that way at all. I know that they're great together, and that they're going to continue to be fucking awesome together, wherever that leads them. And my heart's so full today, just being really excited for Kelsey, and also just like extremely grateful and like proud of like how long we've all been friends, and that I get to be a part of this moment for her. So I can't wait to see her face when she sees me, because, you know, I was literally just sending her videos last week, like, oh, we should get together sometime soon. We should see each other sometime soon. And this little bitty has no idea that I'm here. It's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be really fun. But also this morning, I am on my way to a little coffee shop just to get some breakfast. It's a rainy day today, and just chill before I'm out with everyone tonight and, you know, enjoying the little party that Logan is throwing for Kels and him, of course. So yeah.
Let's see the ring. Yeah, let's see that. Let's see that thing. She's gorgeous. Look at that thing.
Hi. Man, what a day Saturday was. It was honestly such a beautiful experience and so awesome to get to be there, to show up for friend Kels. I'm actually pulling out of my driveway on my way over to her house now to hang out with her and some of my girly friends. So it's gonna be fun just for us to get to like chill together and, you know, I think also reflect on our friend getting engaged. So, but I think like I've just been reflecting on all that we have had to celebrate in the past 4 years. Like, we really are so blessed and have had so much to be proud of and to celebrate and to be happy about in the past couple of years. And excitingly enough for us, it just continues. So now we get to move into a season of celebrating Kelsey and Logan's engagement and getting ready for their wedding. So I ultimately am so pumped for Kelsey's wedding planning. I think I'm like just excited to see all the choices that she makes and the things that she's into as when it comes to her wedding. So, but the other thing that I have been really like reflecting on, I feel like specifically today, and I was talking to my friend Deja about it because I was watching her hold her baby and be so gentle with him and so sweet to him and just treat him really kind and, you know, just be so soft with him. And I don't know, it just hit me in that moment, like, and I got a little bit emotional that like we are getting the opportunity as adults to heal some wounds that like of things that like we maybe didn't get as kids. And not to say that our parents weren't amazing, because they were, and our parents were working with the set of tools that they had and that they were given, you know, coming from their different lenses and the trauma and lived experiences that they have had. But we didn't always get that soft landing in moments in our lives, and I think that happened for a variety of reasons. I think that our parents were trying to equip us as Black women to take on the things that the world was going to throw at us. So some of it comes from that trauma and that desire for your kids to have that understanding. But I thought it was really beautiful, her raising a Black boy, to, you know, see, for me, like, it was something that I hadn't seen too much. I think, like, for me to see her being such a gentle presence for him, even at this young age where he maybe won't remember everything, but like he'll have an internalized understanding that his mother is a soft place to land and that she is like affirmative and allowing and loving of him emoting and sharing and crying and all of those things, and she is consistently kind and sweet to him. So, and then, you know, my friend Kelsey last night telling me about the story of how her wedding ring was created, the diamond that her dad gave her mom, and her parents are now divorced, but, you know, it being like a symbol of her and Logan being able to create something new and something beautiful in their marriage out of what her parents created, which their marriage didn't work out, but ultimately the family that they created is still something so beautiful. So I just have been like thinking so much about like my friend group, like just really proud of all of my girlfriends and proud of the women that they're becoming and how they're working so hard to heal wounds that were created in childhood, how they're just becoming kick-ass people. And I'm so grateful to get to witness and be a part of their stories. So just some things I've been thinking about. Hi. Okay, so we've made it out for the day. Yeah, like I said, it's not too hectic of a day today. I need to do some scheduling for work. Gonna edit some more content for y'all for this that I'm doing. And oh my God, the geese are on the golf course. Hold on. I'm gonna have to show y'all my backyard because it's honestly just like so lovely. I love coming here and like just being so close to like the green like backyard. It's like nice. I feel like always a little bit more grounded being home, and part of it is because of that. But it was just cool to see the little geese on the golf course. Adorable. It's nice to be able to be present for those little moments. Got a couple of things to do today, so I'm gonna get out and get moving. I'm feeling pretty motivated today thanks to a lot of you. It was really nice to wake up and see people give a fuck about anything that I'm doing. So that was really kind and really nice to experience. Cause yeah, I don't have any fucking clue what I'm doing. And this is, I'm just taking it day by day, taking it step by step. Hope is that this will evolve into a space of just being my creative playground. I'm just excited to do. So thanks for your support. Hi. Yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking about what a beautiful day today turned out to be. I had a lot more work to do than I predicted, as it goes. I also was filming a couple of things as I went through the day, and I had one of the most beautiful interactions with a lady in the Capital One Cafe, and it just goes to show how God, the universe, whatever you believe, puts people in the places that you need them to be and the places that they're supposed to be and the times that they're supposed to be there. I met a lady who was asking me about like why I was filming and what I was doing, and we got into a really like lovely conversation around like this journey that I'm going on. And you know, I was talking to her a little bit about the reason that I want to do this, and a good deal of that being around, you know, healing my inner child and showing up for me and just, you know, doing the things that I have like always wanted to do, but have been a little bit too scared or timid to do. And it just lit her up. She shared around her experience being a Jewish woman, feeling that desire to show up and to, you know, do well, be the best version of yourself that you can be, because there were ancestors that came before you that never got those opportunities. In fact, their lived experiences were, you know, fraught with horrible things and terrible trauma and tragedy. People in marginalized communities, you know, frequently feel this desire to show up and do better and be better. We were talking through that, and she really resonated with that desire within me. It was really lovely to talk to someone who like really got it, and I think she really felt connected to it and was excited to kind of come along on the journey with me. I think that there is generational traumas that, specifically from my vantage point, Black and brown folks experience, that my ancestors would be so proud to see the life that I get to lead. Part of this for me is just around documentation and showing up. And I think that I wouldn't have wanted to go through all those things that they went through for me to shy away from my gifts and the things that I was created to do, the things I was put on this earth to do. It just gave me more confidence to keep going. Because she said she felt like it was really inspirational to her and sort of made her like want to, you know, focus on her stuff too, which is another like passive desire that I have. Hope and would love that if anyone sees the things that I'm doing and sees me fumbling through making these vlogs and posting stuff and not knowing what the fuck I'm doing, and it, you know, shows them like, hey, you know, you could fumble through this too and maybe land in a cool spot, whether that be creating content or just showing up for you, whatever that looks like. I hope that for me, that I can continue to do that for myself, but also if anyone else needs that message or needs to see it, that it reaches them, that they can show up for themselves too. Anyway, I am now heading over to have dinner with my mom, and we're gonna go see the movie Thunderbolts. I am really excited to see it because I do like Florence Pugh, but I do want to see Thunderbolts, and my mom and I are going to have a little cute little mommy-daughter night. And so I'm excited and grateful to be able to have like a little one-on-one time with her this week. So I'm going to take advantage of it and have a nice time tonight. So. Good morning. So last night was fun. My mom and I went to see the movie. We were lukewarm, I'd say, on the movie. But ultimately, it wasn't really about the movie. We just got to spend some time together, which was really, really nice. Over dinner, we sort of talked about some of the things that, led me down the path to working on this project. And we actually had a really good conversation about my childhood. And I think part of what early on was hard for me when it came to, showing up for myself creatively was that I didn't always feel like as a child, my mom supported those dreams or those goals. It was really nice to be able to openly and honestly communicate with her about that and talk to her about what I was feeling and some of the specific moments that I remember feeling a bit like isolated, or, some of the moments that I think as a younger version of myself, I made the decision that music or entertainment or my creative endeavors, fashion, whatever it be, was likely not going to work out. That was actually very healing to hear from her, that she always supported me and that she always thought that I, could do whatever I wanted to do. She just was worried about the stability, which I also already knew. And I think part of this is me being able to sit with and think through, as I talk about the generational traumas and also the, concerns of the generations before us or the lives that they led. I think there's also some healing and holding space there for what their experiences were. Hopefully she wouldn't be mad about me sharing this, but was born in, the late 50s. And that was a different America. Well, technically a different America than the one that we live in currently. I can understand, the same to be true for my dad from a Black man's perspective of when you go on to have your own kids, wanting them to be safe and secure and in career paths that will always, produce that for them. And then you have a kid that comes to you and tells you that they want to do art and performance and things like that. I think they just start thinking about the uphill battle that my life could be and how difficult things could be for me if that were the path I took. My mom did share, though, there was a lot going on in your life, or in my life too, at that time. And then my dad passed away when I was 16 and he was sick for most of my life. So my mom was carrying the brunt of the weight of that with our family. And I think that, of course, created an environment for her that she was juggling a lot. Through that, though, she acknowledged that maybe she wasn't the softest or nicest in her response about the things that I was interested in or wanted to do. And she apologized, which was really cool and really healing, I think, for me. Once we step into this place in adulthood, it's on us to take these things back for ourselves. But also, it's really lovely to have a parent who you maybe thought in your child brain didn't have as much support for those types of goals and dreams to actively support those goals and dreams. So it was really cool. Beautiful night, for sure. But yeah, so today, I'm hanging out with my friend from home who lives in San Francisco now. And we're just gonna gallivant around the city. She's considering a move back here temporarily for a little bit. And I did exactly that a couple of years ago before I moved to Dallas. So I just thought it would be cool to show her around the Cincinnati that is now, because it's definitely not the same city that it was when we were growing up. There's also a lot more now. It's grown so much, and there are a lot more creative spaces, new types of restaurants, ways you can get out and get active and get involved in different types of things that weren't here at all when we were growing up. I think sometimes we have to just take a beat and regroup, and this is a really great place to be able to do it. I think it's gonna be a fun day. But for now, I have a little bit of work to do this morning before I head out. I'm gonna get ready for the day, and then I'm gonna go pick her up, and we're gonna have a great day. just wanted to get on here real quick because I had a cool thing happen this morning. So I wanted to talk about it. I got up, got into the day. Oh, that's a Ohio staple. There's a police officer right here that I'm about to pass. I'm going below the speed limit, honestly. So anyway, I was super excited because I was invited to a film premiere next weekend. So I'm pumped. I have a week packed when I get back to Dallas. Those who know me know I love to cook. I am deeply interested in the way that food connects people. And I think that when we can break bread over a meal, a lot of times we realize that we have more in common than we realized. Of course, celebrating our difference. I think sometimes people can come to learn and to see some common ground over a meal. So I really love the way that food can connect people. I also love celebrating the, differences and the exciting flavors of different cultures, and why those flavors exist and what they mean to those cultures. And so I got tickets to the book tour, the cookbook tour for one of my favorite chefs. She was a chef for families in New York City and in the Hamptons, and she just released her first, I believe, cookbook, Wishbone Kitchen. So I'm going to see her on Wednesday in Dallas. Then Friday, my boyfriend found out that they're bringing Sinners back in the 50mm IMAX. So we got a fucking ticket for 1:30 a.m. because you niggas was selling the seats out so crazy that we couldn't get a normal hour to go view the film, which is really awesome and a great problem to have. But Friday night, we're turning it into like a fun, like late night sleepover vibe. It's gonna be cute. It's gonna be really fun. And then Sunday, my boyfriend and I are going to a So Far Sound show, and the movie premieres Saturday night. So I have a full weekend of stuff that I'm doing. And I can't wait. I'm excited to get back and to like engage in my community, like arts and cultural spaces. And I'm promising myself that I'm going to do a lot more of it. And this medium is helping me to stick to that. So I'm pumped. But while I'm still here, I'm gonna soak up all of the beautiful, loving vibes and time that I get with my girlfriends and with my mama. So I am gonna poke around today and see if anyone's free. This is the luxury of like having your sweet friends so close, is that you can just like reach out and see if anyone's free. Sometimes you can just like make a quick dinner work. I really want to go downtown to Cafe Mochiko. It's one of my favorite restaurants in the city. It's a ramen restaurant. But otherwise, I'm picking up some medicine right now. And then after that, I think I'm going to pack my stuff up and just get out of the house for the day and enjoy Cincinnati. But good. Hi y'all. So it's Friday now, and I have gotten done all of the day job work stuff that I wanted to do. I feel like I've been saying all week that I wanted to go somewhere and take a minute to just like work on content and editing and things like that, and I haven't had the ability to do so due to timing and other things. And now, like today, there's like not any coffee shops opened after a certain hour. It's now around like 3:30. What I'm thinking is I'm gonna go grab some lunch. There's a new Japanese convenience store that opened downtown that I didn't know anything about and I haven't got a chance to check out. So I'm gonna go right now, change real quick and check that out. and take you guys with me. And I'm gonna take all my stuff with me and just meander around Mosey and see what I see. And if I see a cool place to just, post up and hang out, I might do that for a little bit. But then tonight, I'm gonna hang out with the girls. We're gonna do a little bonfire at my friend Carly's house, bring some wine and things like that, and just chill out. It's gonna be fun. Just like winding down the week at home. It has been such a good and healing week at home to be back here and to just take a second to regroup and have some time to just like deep breath and think. I've had a lot of thoughts in this space about me and my creative endeavors and like who I'm developing into and feeling more like myself, which has been really, really great. A lot of good stuff. And I'm really excited, more excited now about this journey that I'm on and pushing myself creatively. So all that to say, it has been an awesome week at home and I'm excited to just like close it out, spending some time with my girlfriends. But yeah, right now I'm hungry and I'm gonna go get some food.
Long shots, also a Lord Summer, Miley Cyrus.
If Gracie hit the right thing, like I'm tempted to do a little trade and like maybe put $20 on a random Gracie Abrams song. But Pantheon, or click the link in the show notes of this episode. If you're considering subscribing to Pop Pantheon All Access and you use Apple's App Store on your mobile device, we recommend.
Hi. I've been in this car all week and just now realizing she has a sunroof, which is sad, honestly, because I love a sunroof. And also just now realized this angle that I can film from where you guys can actually fucking see my face. All of this is a work in progress. I digress. But I just had an interesting thought. Closing the sunroof while I'm chatting with you guys. But I just had an interesting thought. Without going into too much information and too many specifics, there's, constant change happening in my place of work. And it's something that I think I've had to grow a lot through as a professional, just understanding that in corporate spaces, there's always going to be change. And, in life in general, there's always going to be change. But in these corporate environments, they're constantly making decisions that are going to require you to pivot and going to require you to be able to be agile and require you to roll with those changes. And I think, honestly, I've done a pretty good job of being able to do that for the most significant changes that my company and my team has had to undergo. I will say, though, that it's exhausting and it creates some fatigue and in some situations a bit of ambiguity about where you go next. How this applies to what I've been thinking about and how it applies to me specifically. I've always been somebody who's been super ambitious, and my ambitions, I think I have placed a lot in career focus and in work. Frequently feeling like, I'm supposed to be climbing the corporate ladder, I'm supposed to grow, and I think like I've frequently said, like I could see myself as like heading up a team one day and things like that. And not to say that I still possibly don't. I was talking to a former work colleague who is now just a really good friend and having the conversation of just sort of feeling okay with the place we're in right now and not knowing if that's all right. And when I say that, I mean not understanding if it's okay for us to have a pause in desire to climb the corporate ladder, and if it's okay for us in our 30s when we're in our big earning years to desire something other than corporate work. And I know for some people that might sound crazy because people work all different types of jobs, but when you come up in an environment where corporate America is kind of like what you do, like part of what you learn is that like this time of life is where you should be moving and shaking and climbing and growing and, you know, trying to get to the next position. And I honestly have been kind of grappling and fighting back and forth with myself around if that's actually what I want or if that's just what I'm supposed to want. And in stepping into creative space for myself, I'm maybe coming to a realization that, you know, I can still have those desires and I can still want a lot of those things, and that's okay. But it's okay to pause, and it's okay to breathe, and it's okay to have desires for progression and growth outside of your corporate space. And again, this may be something that, you know, other folks have gathered and understand, but I'm on a journey here, so hang with me. I think I'm in a place right now where I feel like that growth is happening for me outside of a corporate space. It's happening for me outside of a corporate environment. I feel extremely fulfilled and extremely grateful for this platform where I have the opportunity to grow and express myself and to learn more about who I am and who I'm becoming and push myself to engage as a creative, as opposed to just putting all of my eggs in my corporate environment and in my work basket. I think I'm just gonna lean into it and allow myself to feel the things that I'm feeling, and not press too hard on the things that aren't serving me right now. Like, I have a really great relationship with the folks I work with. I really enjoy my job and the things that I do. But maybe right now I don't have to press so hard to fight up. Maybe I can, you know, maybe I am in a space where I'm growing in other places. And right now, it's just not in the day-to-day corporate space.